Good afternoon, Three Cushion fans. We are back in Sharm el Sheikh in sunny Egypt, and we're going to play the quarterfinals of the sixth and final World Cup of 2022, the 193rd World Cup in our history. And the match we're going to bring you on the TV table one is the one between Marco Zanetti from Italy and Nikos POLYCHRONOPOULOS, the whirlwind from Greece. And before the match starts, I just have a few seconds, they're going to play the leg now, to introduce my co-commentator, one of the big three from Denmark, Jakob Haak Sørensen. Welcome, Jakob.
Thank you, Bert.
Jakob Haak Sørensen, a former world champion with Dion Nellin in the Viersen tournament for national teams, and a two-time bronze medalist both in the European and in the World Championship. Jakob, you've been away from the game for quite a while.
Yes, I did take a break for almost 10 years. It was not a complete break. I had some few games, some reserve games in Danish leagues and around, but I didn't really spend time on it, and didn't try to defend any ranking or anything. But and of course it's about billiards not being my main income, of course, so it was a hobby. So life happened, of course. I got married, had kids, education, job, stuff like that. And then I never, that's how it is with Three Cushion. You never really forget the game. It keeps running around in your head. And then after a while I got the hunger back. So.
And we are very happy that you're back, playing all the World Cups in the past few years. Let's focus on the match. I'll be asking you to comment on the positions. Marco Zanetti has won the leg, started the game. Not the perfect break shot. Many players are struggling to get the absolute perfect position from the break. They make the point, but they hit the third ball just on the upside.
Yes, that's right. Or you'll hit it, and then you'll get the kiss from the red ball after. That's you'll be really happy when you actually miss that kiss, because usually that'll give you a good position.
Just a single point for Marco, which is always disappointing. You expect to make like 3 at least, hopefully a little more.
Yeah, at least 3, then you'll feel that it's not a complete waste.
So 1 or a miss is a slight disappointment.
Yeah, definitely.
Good opening point for Nikos.
Nice one.
Is he about your generation, Nikos?
Yeah, he's slightly younger, but yes, he's close, of course. I met him first time in the youth U21 European Championships in '92, but I think at that time he was 5-6 years younger than me.
I should maybe explain what I meant by the big 3. Danish, the best known names, of course. A very long and successful career for Tony Carlsen. The most outrageous talent, Dion Nellin and Jakob Haak. There are other very good Danish players we've mentioned. Sola Hansen, Knudsen, but I'll refer to you 3 as the big 3 from Denmark.
Well, thank you for that. We are definitely a group of players that are all competing with each other, more than 3, I think. But thanks.
Good cross table from Zanetti. He's making a very solid impression in this tournament, don't you think?
He has been for years now. Seems he keeps getting stronger and stronger, even.
60 years old. He is the oldest one in the field. He's a few months older than Torbjörn. So he's the grey eminence, Marco Zanetti.
Yes, and he also shows why all the time. He keeps his posture, and he never really just falls through or anything, and keeps such a high level all the time. hard enough.
That's gonna reach.
Yeah, nice. Not so lucky on position, but nice shot.
We could even call Marco an underachiever when we look at his the number of World Cups he's won in his very long career. You would expect it to be more. You would expect it to be higher. I think he's won 5.
You should have more wind, you're right.
And if you compare that to, let's say, Gudrun, Jaspers, Gudrun 21, Jaspers 27, Torbjörn 45.
Danny, how many?
Dani, I think, not sure, 14, 15, 16,
Yeah.
around that number.
Marco should definitely have more.
And Merckx 12. So then you would expect Marco to be in that ballpark, in that area.
Yes, definitely.
So World Cups have not been very good to him, but he is a double world champion.
He has won everything else, right?
Yes, he has won every tournament. The Crystal Kelly he has won, the RGP he has won, the LG Cup, you name it, the World Games. Oh, that's not very lucky for Nikos.
No.
How can you make that long? Wow.
Yeah. You had to hit max corner.
So yes, Marco has won everything.
Yeah.
Nikos, on the other hand, is a guy with a very, very long list of silver and bronze medals.
Yeah.
And he's still waiting for that big prize.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to be able to break through to the absolute top. But he's just grown into such a consistently strong player.
I absolutely agree. He's always there and he's always a danger.
Unfortunate, they struggle to get started.
Did he maybe hit a little bit too much ball there?
Yeah, I think so. This is already the 6th cross table shot or something.
Well, as long as they make them,
Yeah.
why not? Everybody loves watching Nikos because he's so swift. He's so intuitive. He can make a run of 7 in a matter of 3-4 minutes.
Yes, he and Dion, they have some similarities in that aspect. Oh, miscue.
Marco, of course, more the chess player of the two. Always plays a very sound, tactical game.
Yes, you're right.
Fantastic speed control. Marco can make so many points where he just reaches the third ball and creates openings for himself.
Yeah, he is one of the players with the most control. It's almost uncanny. This is nice. These are so difficult to judge from table to table.
How do you like the tables here in this tournament?
Actually, I find them very different. When we move from table to table, play one game and the table is just no surprises, and then you move to the next table and it's completely different.
I think it has a bit to do with the air conditioning.
Can be, but in general they're fine, very good, and they seem to have they're a little short, which is normal for tables, and usually just a little short tables are easier to play. So I don't find any troubles with these tables. They're you can do everything, keep the spin and everything is really nice.
Yes,
I haven't heard much of complaining about the tables here. Also.
No. I'm a numbers guy, of course, and in my experience, the super long, ultra long tables tend to produce slightly lower averages, and tables that are normal or just a touch short, they produce the highest averages.
Yeah, angles are much easier to negotiate on a slightly short table. This was nicely controlled as well, and gives him a good position for next time. Always the choice: go left or go right.
Well, what you do?
Left, I think. Because right there's a kiss. Always try to avoid the most the solutions where there are most potential risks. Avoid those. That's a good rule of thumb.
Tons of quality in the cue ball.
Yeah.
He sets it up very long, and then you get all that English on the second rail.
Yeah, and doesn't play it too hard, so that they'll end up in open positions for next time. There's always the risk of the line to be diagonal, so it doesn't work out. But this looks okay.
Couldn't quite get the length in that one.
Yeah, he missed the corner
by 8-9 points.
Yeah. But okay, now an open position and a chance for Nikos to get started. Not so lucky.
The point is safely made, but he'll be unhappy with the result.
Yeah.
Nothing easy here.
Maybe twice around, or if he can do it short first time, I don't know.
Looks like he's going all around the world, but it's too short.
Yeah. They struggle to get open positions.
We just had the match before, the round before, on this table, where Semi was playing Chang Hon Seo. My goodness, what a positions they had. They struggled so badly. The balls kept clinging to the rails in awkward spots. The famous halfway on the short rail.
Yeah.
Nothing you can do sometimes. Very tough to avoid that kiss if you're queuing over a ball.
Yeah.
No control. Now, I mentioned, Jacob, that you're a former world champion. In Viersen, the tournament is the national teams championship.
Yes,
and you were teamed up then with Dion Nellin. Do you remember which year that was?
That was 1995.
1995. So Dion was 18.
Yes, that's right.
And he became world champion with another young guy. That was
that's
sensational.
Right. I remember in Denmark it was quite a sensation because everybody everyone who doesn't really follow billiards closely, they thought that this was a game played by old guys.
Yes.
And then suddenly we won the World Championship, and it was everywhere, front page news. It was fun. Oh, narrow miss.
Unlucky for
Yeah.
ZANETTI. Played that well, but just slides by.
Now Nikos gets a good chance again.
And then following your win, the Viersen tournament was dominated by Torbjörn and Michael Nielsen for many years.
Yes, it was. I think are they the team with the most wins there?
9 times.
9 times, yeah.
Still a
Incredible.
beautiful tournament.
Incredible. Yeah, it's a really nice venue, and yeah.
Little mistake by Nikos. He would have expected to
Yes,
get that one.
Yeah, he'll be disappointed not to get some points there.
Can't reach.
Yeah, he really prefers to play. You can play from the yellow, of course, but the yellow ball is just such a big third ball. You want to utilize that.
Yes, he wants the big target to aim for.
Yes.
Nice result.
Works out nicely.
Your country, Denmark, organized a really beautiful World Championship not so long ago in 2019
Yes, that's right.
in Randers. Is there any chance they'll do it again?
I think I'm not, of course, in the planning committee or anything, but I have heard that they do wish to start having regular tournaments in Denmark again. Some years back, there was usually a big event in Denmark yearly.
Yeah.
I think it's a long time ago, but and there has been European Championships a couple of times also in Denmark. 2 times in Randers, actually, the World Championships, but they struggle to find, of course, Denmark is not a big billiards country, so we struggle to find, of course, sponsoring and TV's interest and all this. But definitely there is a wish from the federation side to do that. And they are also in different disciplines. They are also organizing international events. They just had was European or World Championships in 5 pins in Randers as well. So maybe we'll only have the chance to do at least one discipline per year of these big events. Could be.
I was lucky enough to be invited to Randers in 2019, and I loved it. It was such a beautiful championship. The venue,
Yes.
the organization, everything was just spot on.
I agree. Very well organized. Nikos now again a little unlucky with position.
Short angle off the red.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I was amazed at the speed he played that with.
Yeah, sometimes you play that speed, but to get a double chance, because it comes hard from the third cushion, but then to achieve that, it should have been even harder, actually.
He was in between those 2 lines now.
Yeah. It's known as the nailing shot, actually, this one. Shortening the angle with the topspin, but then, yeah.
We all
didn't
know
quite
how
manage.
we all know how crazy good he is at those.
Yeah.
Now this could be round the table or cross table.
Or along the table.
He's going round the table.
Yeah, these tables actually take English well on the short cushion, so you can quite easily create the angle like that on these tables. It's straightforward. And it looks like it's straightforward again.
The other quarterfinal going on right now is Dani Sanchez playing Jeremy Bury. And when these two matches are finished, we have two more quarterfinals for you. So one more round of play after this one. There's no more equalizing inning. That's only in group play. We're playing knockout now. Winner advances to the semi-finals. Loser is out of the tournament.
This was a nice hit. Looks like it's again straightforward, but I'm not sure if it's a little too close to the cushion. The yellow ball.
We will know soon enough.
Yeah.
He could get there, but he couldn't place the yellow ball
No, I think
to
it's
perfection.
I think it's okay actually, because he has an open long, short, long to the corner. Just a thin hit on the red. Good. Keeps the position open.
So Marco Zanetti is drawing first blood. He's taking the lead with this run. 14 points to 5 now and still playing. Nikos playing catch up. 10-point difference doesn't mean all that much in modern three cushion. They can make up for it in a single inning or two innings.
Yeah, it's like that.
But you'd rather be 10 points in front than 10 points back.
Yes, obviously, and of course on paper it looks nice to be 10 in front, but when you're at the table and you, well, if you're in the chair and you're 10 in front, you don't really feel comfortable at all, because everybody can do that in a couple of minutes. Just reached it.
He has locked himself up position-wise.
It looks like he's lucky enough that he can play
Short, long, long.
Yeah, looks like it.
That would be seriously lucky
Yeah.
if that
He
shot
has
is.
to raise the cue a little bit to get the angle, but look at that. Then you feel lucky.
Looks pretty good.
At first glance you'll feel unlucky, and then you see that the line is actually just, it's like, feels like a present.
I think Marco stays closer to the second object ball, to the third ball than anybody.
Yes, yeah, you're right. Maybe Semi is.
Semi also
close to
likes the
same.
soft shots, yes. But it's like a type of play you would never see from the Koreans, from Hangjik or from Myung-Woo Cho.
No, it's a completely different style.
Jae-ho Cho, they like the Dong Kung Kang, they like the balls to roll. They like freedom, distance. Wonderful hit.
This is nice.
So good.
And perfect hit again. That was a nice shot. So now the choice is to there's a kiss you have to negotiate, and you have to choose to play 3 or 4 cushions, or
I think he's playing 4.
Yep. Almost unlucky to be locked behind the yellow, but I think he can see the red. We may play 4 cushions again.
Good prediction.
Nicely controlled. So this time 3 cushion, draw shot, long shot long. Just have to negotiate the kiss, of course. He chooses 5 cushions.
Is it short enough? I don't think so.
It's 11.
So a big lead now for Zanetti, 20 points to 5 in 8 innings. Nikos going around the world again. This time he has it. Unless there's a nasty, nasty little hole in the corner. That would have been so cruel.
Yeah, but then look at his position.
Yeah, this is like the way Hangjik played earlier today.
This is cruel.
Make a great shot and totally in prison.
I don't know if he's lucky like Marco was before, that it's just natural. No, was not possible.
No.
He struggles to get the flow going. This is one of the big challenges of this game also, that it has a tendency to go one way in some games, or at least for a while. and not being affected by that, start to think negatively about it, and can be a real struggle.
It's like the roulette in the casino. You spin the wheel 10 times. It's certainly not going to be 5 times red, 5 times black.
No.
It's going to be like 7 and 3 or 8 and 2.
Look at this ball. That was a nice solution.
Yeah, very, very nicely played.
So nicely controlled the draw shot at that distance from ball 2. Really nice. No, you're right. It's sometimes you get into the feeling of that everything is going your opponent's way, and everything you do, even if you do it right, you still get bad positions.
And the guy who's playing better makes 1 or 2 flukes and has the run of the ball.
Exactly.
ZANETTI, 1.
Marco Zanetti is now the only player to be in the World Cup circuit from the beginning. He was there in the first year in 1986.
Torbjörn was not there?
Who?
Torbjörn?
No, Torbjörn joined the circuit in the second year in 1987. So Marco's the only survivor.
Look at this. He had got a good chance, Nikos, and just missed by a millimeter.
It's not rolling for him yet.
No. And of course, because it was an open position, he didn't play any defense and left Marco with an open position. So Marco continues.
And this is the way basically all matches by Marco have gone so far. He has had some seriously dangerous opponents. He played Johan Heo twice and did exactly this. Lead by 20 points to 5 or 20 points to 6. Dominating matches, not letting his opponents be productive.
Yeah, he can be difficult to play against, really difficult. And now, relatively open position, but the red is in a little bit difficult spot. There's no double chance or anything. It's out in the open, but
That actually
he
looks
just did
very
nicely.
good when he played there.
Yes, it was.
Great shot.
Very nice. And now it opened up for him for the next shot.
Had to pass the red fairly close
Yeah.
on the after the first rail, and he did. Gave himself every chance of position, and he has. So this is where you deserve a few points, Nikos.
Yes. Again, it turned out nicely.
And we have to say, Nikos hasn't lost yet in this tournament. He won his group with 3 wins. Very convincing performance so far by the Greek.
Yes.
This is his first trip into the protected 14 in many years. He has been what they call bubbling under for many seasons, and that's a mistake. a little bit too quick, maybe a little careless.
Yeah, and these, especially these shots, and with the new balls, it tends to have a little slightly harder reaction. So it can be difficult to judge actually. So Nikos is entering into top 14 now
Yes, Nikos is in the top 14, and
after this tournament.
no, that was after Vechel,
Ah, okay.
and he spent many years between, let's say, between 15 and 25 on the
Yeah.
world ranking,
Yeah.
which is a tough spot, of course, because, well, ask guys like Fortome, Dion, many seasons.
It's difficult because even just the qualification, even though you're qualified for the qualification tournament, the competition there is just
Is
insane.
brutal.
It's insane. And when you see also the pre-qualification games, it's 30-point games, and everybody there, they can play 30 and 10 or something.
ZANETTI 1.
Those are among the more difficult harmonicas.
Yeah. And they do tend to kind of straighten out so they don't move forward anymore.
And once you see it straightening out, you know it's not going to come.
Yeah.
It's over.
You keep hoping, and you know it's just not going.
Now, Nikos needs to be careful with this one. He just missed that sort of line in the last inning, but this time, no mistake.
No mistake, and keeps it open for the next one. Good opportunity. Again, to score some points.
I think Nikos has made big steps in terms of his temperament. When he was younger, he tended to get mad at himself at the table or get distracted or whatever, and he's
Yes. that's right.
matured and become way more professional. But look what has happened here.
Yeah.
This is just horrible, the way the places that the balls have found.
Again, they find the bad angles and stuck in the cushion. But you're right. He has really developed strongly. That was a nice solution. Very
There's
nice
a great shot there.
Yeah. But look at it again now.
He'll
Not
be
mu-
happy to have it.
Not much luck in what happens next. But he was he played probably a little bit too quick in the beginning, very flamboyant, and quick decisions, quick to shoot, which usually also means that you make too many mistakes.
Absolutely.
But he has really found a way to keep the intuitive game, but take down the speed and keep focus. So he's strong now, very strong. This is
Plays
also
another magnificent shot there.
yes, it was.
That was really difficult to find that line.
You want to try to keep those as flat as possible because it gives you the best possible angle to score, biggest object ball, even though it's frozen. But he made that perfectly. Now he has a good option.
Not that one. He has some defensive value, but he would rather have made it.
Yeah, I think he would have also expected to make this his relatively open position, and usually you will expect to make those most of the time.
Hard work this for Marco Zanetti. It's not bad, but it's not good enough.
He's lucky to miss the kiss there, so that position gets a little bit more difficult. For
My
Nikos.
thoughts exactly. When he gets, let's wait for the moment. Here we have it. And if
Nikos will be
that kiss would have given Nikos a good position.
yeah.
That looks a bit long.
It's long, yeah. And the risk of opening up the game again for Marco.
I think he sort of got away with it.
Not sure.
No.
Looks like a long shot.
Well,
long,
you
but
see a little doubt in Marco's face.
There might be a kiss.
Do I have a kiss when I play off the outside of the red? He's not quite confident.
Usually there's a way around the kiss, but sometimes you feel that it's unavoidable. Yeah. See if he hit the line also.
One.
Nice.
Very good shot.
That's the way around the kiss. Go a lot more thick than you feel comfortable with, but then it takes a while to get used to those shots. Nicely executed. And yeah, good position again. Marco is the one with the roll of the balls at the moment.
One of the best things that Marco has ever told me about the game. He said some shots, they have like 8 aspects, and if you get 7 of them right, you've missed.
Yes, that's right. It feels so complex sometimes, this game. So many things you have to judge, but you do it intuitively. You don't, consider 8 things about the shot every time, of course.
No, that would be overthinking.
Yeah, of course, you do it intuitively, but it's crazily complex, this game.
If you're taking a walk, you're not deciding left foot first, then the right foot.
Yes.
That would be, you'd make yourself crazy. So you have to play billiards in a way. It's a little bit similar to taking a walk. Let the body do what it naturally wants to do.
Yes. But of course, for that to be possible, you have to have done it so many times that
it's automatic.
yeah, exactly. It's called muscular memory. Right?
Yes.
The muscle has to know the feeling of that that action.
You have to develop your own autopilot.
Yeah. This was very nicely solved as well. And look at that, even though he has to go a draw shot thick through the red ball, he still has the perfect speed judgment to be close to ball 2 now.
Doesn't want to use his timeout. He knew he was in his last seconds.
Almost got the kiss there. Yeah, he keeps running away from Nikos. Now is a difficult position, of course. But
What would you play here?
I'm not strong enough to be playing left-handed like that, so I would never choose that. What he's looking at now, I think probably I would try to hit thin on the yellow ball, and no, I'm not sure it can go short enough. Look at that. Oh, almost. I think I would try a double round from yellow ball or something like that.
But not the four rails off the red.
No, I struggle to. I haven't built up enough momentum in playing with the left hand.
So we are going to take a very short break. Please don't go away. Stay with us on the 5&Six channel on YouTube. We'll be right back with the second half of the ZANETTI POLYCHRONOPOULOS match. And he's won the World Cup in Sharm el-Sheikh. Semi Saganay wins his seventh. Welcome back, Three Cushion fans, to Sharm el-Sheikh in sunny Egypt. we will be bringing you the second half of the match between Marco Zanetti and Nikos POLYCHRONOPOULOS on the 5&Six channel on YouTube. My name is Bert van Manen, and my co-commentator for today for this match is Jacob Haag Sørensen from Denmark. Jacob, it's been a little bit one-sided so far. Nikos has not really found his stride yet.
No, he really struggles, and he made a few mistakes, of course, but also he keeps being slightly unlucky in how the balls run for him. So he ends up in positions that he can't get out of. So
made a really strong impression in the tournament so far, Nikos. Won his group, 3 matches, 3 wins.
Yes, and then he won against Dion earlier today. Also a strong game, actually. Let's see if he can get some points on now. Now, cross table shot, maybe from white. Red ball is okay situated with some big ball.
He somehow made it kiss anyway.
Made a kiss, yeah. I think he does struggle. It seems he's not really comfortable. I'm not sure.
Then, of course, his opponent has something to do with it.
Yeah, of course.
He has a way of making you feel uncomfortable or play a little bit below your usual standard. One of the toughest opponents in the circuit, Mr. Marco Zanetti.
Yeah, it can feel intimidating playing against Marco. And playing against the very best players, it can be somewhat difficult to, you know, keep your posture, staying your normal self playing. But I think Nikos is such an experienced guy. He should be able to cope. So he's just hasn't found the flow yet. Hopefully he does, so that we'll have a match.
I am surprised that Marco is going for the 4 rail here, not the 3.
Yeah, I think there might have been a kiss if he played thicker on the red ball, but he wasn't too close to the red balls, so to be very accurate can be difficult. But he managed nicely, and I think it's relatively straightforward. The next one
needs a thin hit, of course.
Yeah.
Doesn't like it. Still has to play it.
Looks okay.
No problem.
Yeah, good hit on the red ball, so it's open for the next one again.
Dangerous times for the Greek. 30 points to 15. Zanetti in full control, doing 2 average and not letting his opponent play billiards.
Yeah. That's the position you want to be in every game.
This is one he will certainly expect to make.
Yes.
And he even expects a result from it, depending on the hit on the second object ball, on the third ball.
Yeah, it was not a perfect hit on the yellow ball, but I think it's
good enough.
It's good enough. think a thin hit. Yeah. Typical Morocco control shot. Look at this.
It looked totally straightforward, but he still gave it some proper care and attention,
Yes.
some time.
A lot of players would play very thick and hard to get away from the kiss, but this was just full control.
What do you think? Thin hit off the red?
Yes. And play slow. There's a very small hole, of course, in behind the yellow, but if you play slowly, then he will minimize that hole. Yeah.
6.
And then he has a few options for the next shot. Could be 4 cushions from the yellow ball. I think it's the most natural one.
Another run of 6, adding to his lead, 34-15. I think he's following your advice, Jakob.
Looks a little slow.
And a little long.
Ah, it was long.
6.
These tables do tend to go long if it's slow like this. So let's see what Nikos can do with this. Looks like an open position with no obvious kiss. 4 cushions. Yes.
He still has his stroke.
And then the red ball ends up in the cushion, and the white ball also close to the cushion, and we'll see.
He managed to
Nicely
play
judged.
it with loads of English.
Also very controlled. And now looks like a good opportunity as the next one as well. Red ball is a big object ball.
That's good.
Yes.
How's your
What
luck?
happens? Looks okay.
He'll take it.
Yes. Interesting to see his speed here. Sometimes you can be unlucky with this one because you'll place red ball in the corner and you'll push the white ball towards that as well. And this looks okay. Red ball is a big object ball, and there might be a kiss, of course, but we'll see. See,
This,
does the white ball come?
that's the kiss you should be worried about. The second one.
Yeah.
I was waiting for it.
You managed to pull a little bit back.
15 points the difference. And an interesting little problem for Zanetti.
Yeah, might be around the table with reverse spin in the first cushion. Yeah. Again, the red ball is a nicely situated big ball.
Looks perfect.
Yes. Nice shot.
No luck with the hit on the red. That could have worked out better.
Yeah. It's in the way if he wants to use yellow as the second object ball. Or first object ball. I'm not sure what if there's a good solution here. Everything is difficult in this one. I think he'll go to the short cushion after this, after yellow ball. Perfectly controlled.
That is just a wonderful shot.
And still with perfect control in the stroke.
If you have to raise the cue that high over a ball.
Look at that. Perfect control.
Fantastic. Find the third rail and even play some sort of position.
It's an open position, but the red ball is not a big ball this time, right? So it's can be these can be very sensitive when the second ball is close to the cushion. No, still judged it perfectly.
He's playing well, our Mr. Zanetti. Playing really, really well.
Five cushions, if you can reach it. Again, no obvious kiss and good option for good opportunity for a good position next time.
And look what happened here. He's not done yet.
Definitely not.
Dark clouds over the head of Nikos POLYCHRONOPOULOS, who knows that this will be a very, very hard match to get back into,
Yes.
let alone win it. You just know that Marco will never collapse and start making foolish mistakes. That's not going to happen.
No, that would be a surprise.
He just goes on making points. Look at this. Gave himself every chance of position.
Yes, and he hits the yellow ball nicely, of course. And almost every time he has an obvious next shot. Not so much to think about, only judging the angles.
Maybe he'll play this on the backup.
I would expect also, yeah, it doesn't look like he can do 3 rails.
It's not a natural 3 rails.
No.
He'll probably play 5.
Well, he's
Ooh,
raising his cue, so
He's going 3.
no, 5.
No, he's and again
It's good.
perfect.
So close to the red ball, so he can.
When I saw him lifting the butt of the cue, I was thinking maybe 3. No, 5 rails.
And sometimes you do that just intuitively, that it's, angle is just a little slightly off what you want to do, so you'll raise it without really thinking about it.
Takes his time on this one.
Yeah, this one is slightly sensitive also. You
Still
play
doesn't want-
three cushions,
Doesn't want to use the
No,
timeout.
maybe 5 cushions? No, 3.
He does the bury here. Hit the ball with 1 second left.
Perfect control again. Just he looks so strong.
Yeah, this
No
looks like
mistakes and full control every
just
time.
too good for Nikos this match. The way he's playing.
Yeah. Well, it's 41-19.
In 15.
Yeah. It's almost the same on the other table.
Full spin. There it goes.
Yeah. Also very nice, but this time he was not so lucky with position.
Horrible way to hit the third ball. He did everything right here.
Yeah.
Cannot
And
be
then he-
blamed for anything, but this
Then-
contact is
Yeah.
just the worst.
Pushing it all the way into the corner, so he'll want to not play it from the red, so he leaves it there for Nikos' shitty miss.
What's he gonna play?
And it looks like a double around the table. Look at the power in this shot.
He's not a million miles away, but he's long.
No, yeah. So even though they end up in open position, those two balls, he'll still have a very small object ball with a red ball in the corner.
Great effort by Nikos.
Yes, very nice. And then, how does it look?
Maybe a little draw off the red now.
Perfect hit. Of the point at least, and then maybe he can play. He's not sure if it goes or not.
There you have it. Couldn't get the length,
No.
so just a single point for the Greek, and single points are not going to help him at all.
No, and obviously he'll keep thinking that things are not going his way because he makes a nice point and then he gets such a difficult position after. So what's he gonna play here?
Twice around, thin off the left side of the yellow.
Yes.
How much better can you hit that?
Yeah, that's the way you want to hit it. Push the red ball into the corner to be a big object ball, and then perfect angle for on the yellow.
There is absolutely no way to improve on this shot. That is just bloody perfect.
Yes, that just adds to Nikos' negative thoughts in the chair, of course. But he hit it unfortunately, and Marco hits it perfectly. Works out nicely. Also this one, I think. Straightforward. Has to judge it nicely, of course, but still a straightforward shot with a big red ball.
Just a little push. Ooh.
Oh.
One of the rare mistakes by the Italian.
It was a mistake.
And again he leaves
But
nothing simple.
No, exactly. Still a little fortunate there, not to lee anything. But I think he's looking at double the rail.
Nope.
Didn't get the quality he needed.
POLYCHRONOPOULOS 0.
And he may have left a very easy ticky for ZANETTI.
Yes, again, that's the typical dynamics. When it's not going well, then you'll leave shots like that. It can be pretty frustrating.
One.
If you have a ticky like that, Jacob, do you think about position? Do you think about where to leave the yellow?
Yeah, of course. I think everybody tries to think about position for every shot you do. You always think, where does the second ball go? That's the only one you can control, right? The third ball you don't really know. You always think about where does it go. Sometimes you can't do much about it. You'll just have to maybe adjust the speed or something. I don't think anybody ever plays it without thinking about what's going to happen.
There's also a category of players who just play point by point. They don't really care about position at all. They just want to make sure of the point, and I'll see what happens. I don't care. But they don't develop into world-class players.
No, of course, there's the position play is one of the big two parts you really need to work on to improve your game. One is position play, of course, and the major part of that is speed and thinking about ball two, where does it go?
ZANETTI.
And the second part is shot selection, where a lot of people struggle also. Learning to choose the best option at the right time.
Yes, I think that's the biggest key to development as a player, shot selection.
It's such a key element that a lot of people, a lot of players that struggle to raise higher, I think don't realize how important it is.
And Nikos has basically said goodbye to this match.
Yeah, does look like he has given up.
He just says, well, it's not my day. The guy is making everything
Yeah.
and he's leaving me nothing. It's
But let's see. I mean, last tournament when, of course, there's no equalizing inning here, but last tournament in Veghel when he actually made 16 in an equalizing inning. So sometimes it just comes out of the blue.
One.
Oh, this was a nice
Last three.
shot as well. He didn't have the angle for a normal shot, but then even with the distance from ball two, he makes it perfectly.
looks like a very technical and refined finesse player, ZANETTI, but he's not sure of cue power.
No, not at all. Even though he's definitely not schooled the way like a lot of other players are with his stroke, but he has all the power he needs.
Where's the yellow? There's the yellow.
ZANETTI. One.
Well, one of the more open positions for Nikos in this game to see what he can do. Yes.
Good starter. Good result.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, if you talk to club players, they will admit to having like imperfect technique, or some will say, well, I'm up and down, when some days I'm good, some days I'm bad, and they will be critical of themselves, but none of them will ever say, I play the wrong shot so often. Everybody thinks that their shot selection is okay, and it isn't. In fact, it's the major weakness of many
Yes, you're right.
good
and
club players.
You're right, and it just proves the point of needing to speak about the game with better players and watching better players play,
Exactly.
so to learn from them.
Exactly.
Because if you don't know you're making the wrong decision, you'll never improve.
Take
The
a
good
Merckx
thing-
match or a Blondel match or whatever and decide for yourself, what would I play? And then you'll be amazed how often they do something different.
Yeah, exactly. And the good thing about also some of the there are two Danish young Danish players competing in this tournament also. I spoke a lot with them about watching the games, just get some inspiration so you can go back and practice. And the good thing about all of these players also, that everybody's always usually open to talk, and if you go and ask these guys, why did you play this, they will always talk and share their insights.
Absolutely. There's not a single top player who is greedy with his knowledge. Everybody
Never.
shares.
Never.
They will talk about positions with you, and they will explain why they did this, why you should do that.
So much. I've done that so many times and asked the players to learn from them, and I was always just amazed at how approachable everybody is.
Yes. Final stages of the match.
Last two.
Yeah, Marco just keeps playing strong and not really making mistakes, scoring everything there is.
And if you add to that the fact that he's had the better run of the ball compared to Nikos, it's understandable why there's such a big difference.
Yes.
48 to 23. Nikos today never really had a chance.
No, and Marco didn't let him have one. Also perfect.
Match point
Two.
for the Italian.
Match point.
One
What does
of the
he have?
hardest men in the world to beat. Him and Jaspers.
And as I said in the beginning, he seems to keep improving still on his level. It's such a high level for Marco all the time. Does he play short, long, short? No, he could play long cushion first.
And he wants to go to the short chance, but is it short enough? I think it is.
It is perfect.
That's the match. Congratulations from the Greek to the Italian. Marco Zanetti beats Nikos POLYCHRONOPOULOS by 50 points to 23 in 19 innings. On the other table, Daniel Sanchez has beaten Jeremy Bury 50 points to 22 in 18 innings.
Almost identical scores.
Great matches. So we have our two first semi-finalists. One more round of play to come today. I thank you, Jakob Haak Sørensen, for your expertise
Thank
and
you
your
for inviting me.
your good comments.
Pleasure.
And we'll go off the air for a little bit, but don't go away. The 5&Six channel on YouTube has two more quarterfinals to come later today. Bye bye.